Elizar Carrilo, from here from California, born and raised in Petaluma, Sonoma County. My parents came here from Mexico in the 80s and decided to raise their family in Petaluma. Enlisted in 2008, June 2008. Went on my first deployment in early November 2009. So a little over a year and a half. After the majority of our missions were to support the infantry guys right there on the front lines. It wasn't the front line. That's when I learned what River City was. So River City is basically what we call when all communication to the United States or whatever gets cut off because someone has either been killed in action or wounded, and the Marine Corps wanted to be, basically the Marine Corps wants to be the ones that let the parents, the wives, the husbands know that either hey, your son got killed or he's severely wounded. So you're in River City. When we landed, our staff started saying, we've been in River City for several days now, and this is how serious this is. You know, it's go time. And from that moment, it never stops. You know, the threat of, you know, coming under attack or, you know, I don't know. You're just constantly thinking about, you know, possible attacks, IDF, because it's a big base. It's not that hard to lob a couple, you know, missiles or whatever towards us, towards Leatherneck. But yeah.
So
first day I get there, it's River City. It's like people. This isn't like a movie. This isn't like video games. This is real life stuff right here, and people are dying. And that's when it really sunk in. It's like, oh shit, I'm in Afghanistan, and it's go time, you know, for all of us here. And then I'm thinking, I got 7 more months of this. You know, I was like, I don't think I'm ever gonna make it home. So, River City, and then
that's a condition.
Yes, that's what they call it. Like, oh, we're in River City now, so there's no cell phone. You can't go to like the phones or use the internet or anything like that. It's all been
going to
temporarily stopped. Yeah, until whatever information the Marine Corps has to relay to these families is done. And
comms blackout kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. But then you check in, right? Our staff sergeants, you know, they pass word on us what's been going on. Like it's go time. And from that moment, I'm just, I don't know. I kind of just tell myself, like, okay, like I have to be, I have to be alert. I have to be ready for anything to happen at any time because that's.
You wearing a vest and stuff?
Yeah. So you wear a vest. And Camp Leatherneck, it's not a 24/7 thing, you know, because there is established security around there. But you know, I'll never forget that. You know, within my first week, I would have to do like security around where our tents were. And it's my first time there, right? And I'm thinking, at any moment, someone's gonna jump around a corner and just open up on me. You know, and I'm constantly thinking, like, what's over there? What's going on over there? You know what I'm saying? I'm just always at the alert. Always like, okay, something's gonna happen. Something's gonna pop off.
You're on what we know is in civilians at guard duty?
Yeah, it's guard duty, something like that. You know, post, we call it post. Even though Camp Leatherneck, at this time, right, even though it's Camp Leatherneck, there's people, you know, they have people that are allowed to come onto Camp Leatherneck to, you know, provide, to work there, to provide whatever it is. And you just never know who might be.
Who the enemy is.
Who the enemy is,
Taliban,
or someone can sneak
not
in.
Al-Qaeda, but
Taliban, yeah. And you just never know. You
kind
know,
of
my
mixed
mind
in with
was
the
already there.
population.
I'm thinking, like, anything can happen at any moment, you know. And that's where I was. That's where I was that's how I thought.
Is that where the Taliban had their poppy fields also in that province?
The Helmand province. That's where they grow the majority of the poppies.
So they wanted to retain that territory.
Yeah,
That's their revenue.
a lot. Yeah, they grow it there, and then So my first mission was a wiring mission for a unit that was further south in the Helmand province, right? And my Staff Sergeant Shepard, and at the time Corporal Erickson, they were going to put the team together. And it ended up being, so Staff Sergeant Shepard, Corporal Erickson, Flores, Andrade, and myself. So it was a 5-man team. And it was supposed to be, like, okay, cool, let's go. We got our mission. We got this generator, a bunch of wiring, stuff to wire the buildings, like small outlets that they could use. And so that was my first time what we call leaving the wire. You're out there now. And we just loaded up in our trucks, and we made our way towards this little building compound that I forget what LAR unit had taken it over from the Taliban, but whoever initially took over this building, I think it was a corpsman that was attached to the group of guys that went in. The Taliban had placed an IED in the wall, and I guess the corpsman went, hit the wall, and the IED went off, right? And then shortly after, that's when we came in, and the wall, the blood, the hole on the wall was still there, and then someone had put an American flag over it, and I was assigned, I was going to sleep in the room right next to it, so at that time, we got there, and chickens were still there, like livestock, it still smelled, there was hay there, it was just like someone was literally living here, now they're not, and now we're here. The place, we would take small arms fire, the compound there was a big opening in the middle, we stayed away from the middle always. If you were to leave any of the rooms, you were in full PPE, flak jacket, Kevlar, rifle. My rifle never ever left my side. I always knew exactly where my rifle was at all times. That's something that it's why in December, so it's cold, it's raining, it's muddy, there's a constant threat to take IDF for small arms fire, and we're there to help these guys out. The guys that were there, and they didn't have much, and they needed power, and that's electricity, and that's what we were there to do, to supply them power. So comm was better, radios were better, they could charge things. It's basically going to be their little COC.
Oh, for infantry support.
Yeah, exactly.
They were out there without power and communications.
Very little power, and that's what we were there to do.
And what you said, small arms fire would flare up from time to time.
Oh yeah, so AK fire,
It's kind of got to get in pretty close.
Oh yeah, you hear around snapping, impacting, impacting walls or whizzing.
Machine gun fire.
Machine gun fire.
Yeah, you guys call it small arms fire.
Small fires, yeah. And then whoever's on post, they're the guys. They're the ones that are gonna respond to whatever that is. And then, but us being there, like we take it forward, like, where's your rifle? Okay, where do we need to go? What post do we need to go support? And that's how we help out those guys. And then the grunts, we call them grunts. And they're the ones that are going to go out there and see what the hell is actually happening. You know, who's firing at us. Honestly,